Hi, I'm Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and it is Monday, March 23rd, 2020, and this is my second try at this video because the first one was just too depressing. As of earlier today, the state of Oregon is on lockdown, and it doesn't change anything for us because my sons and I have basically been living by those rules since the first cases in the small town we live near. Unknowingly, we've been following the shelter-in-place rules, so nothing is going to change. I am just exhausted from hearing people scream to stay home. And then on the news tonight, they had a psychiatrist who said that if you're feeling cooped up and antsy, go to the park and play on the swings. So the messages we are getting from the news media and from our state government are just so all over the place that I can't take it anymore. I have an idea though. With all of our trying to post happy Flosstube things, if you are participating in the Riolis SAL, will you consider sending me pictures so that I can put together a whip parade of what we're all working on? I would love that. Or if you have finished other Riolis kits, or if you want to just send me how you want to identify yourself and a picture of the kit you would like to be doing. I think this could be a lot of fun. And I will put links to everybody's YouTube channels if they have them, or Instagrams, or whatever. If you want to participate, leave me a comment to let me know, and we'll figure out how to do that. I have been stitching some. I had great plans that I showed you in the last video, and then when it came to getting up in the morning and actually picking up my stitching, I couldn't. So I picked up a Caledonian Sky. This is one of my mania starts from last year. I had kitted it up in like 2002 and then packed it away. I've got mixed feelings about this. It's pretty, but it's blocks of solid color and it's kind of boring. Right now though, boring one stitch next to the other is working for me, so I may get a bunch of this done before our lockdown is over, or I may pack it away and do better things, and either way I'm fine. I pulled out European Bistro last night, and I worked on the shutter in the window. I love this one. Still love this one. I have finished the Finding the Yellow Brick Road socks, which are hard to hold up because there's a left sock and a right sock. They're done. They fit. I'm proud of these. I can't believe it took me 18 months to stitch them, knit them, but I'm proud that they're done. And I have another pair of socks on my needles that I should get finished, but I'm resisting that. The decreases for the striped shawl are taking way longer than they should, and this point is not going to be anywhere near as pointy as this point. And I've read the directions and checked my work and read the directions, and I fear that somewhere along the line I did something very, very wrong, but I can't figure out what it is. And since all I have to do once I get done with these decreases is pick up stitches and decrease into a triangle, I'm just going to wing it and make it work, because I'm not ripping all of this out and starting over. That's not a possibility. I have been printing out and printing out and printing out lots of patterns for Be Well and Stitch, and I am loving them. Haven't actually gotten motivated enough to pull out some fabric and start one. I'm also starting to look at all of them and going, do I have enough Aida in my stash? Maybe I should use some of the linen instead. I can't go buy any more Aida. What if? And that's not fun. I have found two other websites that I am loving. One of them, and I do not speak French, La Comtesse Le Point de Croix, or something like that. She has got the most gorgeous freebies. I love them. And I'll insert pictures of two of the ones I want to do. And then there is another one called Fandom Cross Stitchery, and they have these little tiny, like 22 by 28 stitches. And they're fine art, but they're pixelated and they just barely suggest the painting that they represent. And these little teeny tiny 2-inch square pieces have 20-some or 30-some colors, and that is just the kind of challenge that I love, but at the same time I don't have the mental energy to tackle that right now. I'm going to do these things. I want to do these things because I've got to stop pouting. And I was going to start by painting by numbers so I could show it to you. But I looked at the back and all of these are blended colors. Probably good that I didn't see that in the store because I would have talked myself out of buying the kit and that would have been bad. I wanted to talk for a minute about what is going on with the public schools being shut down and everyone homeschooling right now. I have gotten into a few arguments with family members posting memes about first day of homeschool and the teacher got fired for drinking, because that's not homeschooling. I don't care if you think it's funny and it's going to make your kids smile. No. I have had to talk down a loved one who was in an absolute panic about this. I have heard other moms in an absolute panic that their 3 and 4-year-olds are not going to graduate high school because this is going to set them back. Please take a deep breath and try to relax. Please. It doesn't work that way. Everyone right now and their dog is trying to monetize this, and I have seen so many schedules posted about how to do your homeschool day. If you thrive on a schedule, if your kids thrive on a schedule, make a schedule. Do a schedule. That's awesome. But don't feel like you have to follow some mommy blogger's daily breakdown of getting dress time and breakfast time and playtime and storybook time and art time and math time and lunch time and afternoon walk time, and some of these just make my head spin. You don't have to have a schedule like that. Like I said, if you want one, go for it. If you find one that totally fits what you want to do, go for it. I would say we don't have a schedule, but that's not, we have a rhythm to our days. And my kids are older. Even when my kids were little, we never did a schedule like that. Would have driven me batty. Please don't feel like your kids have to be doing 6 or 8 hours of schoolwork, because that's not how it works. Even the most rigorous homeschooling curriculums I have ever seen for high school kids are only 4, I don't think even 5 hours a day. I had a long conversation with a mom who seriously thought that she had to be doing 6 or 8 hours a day of schoolwork, and that's not how it works for anybody. What I would suggest, and what I suggested to her, and you could totally ignore me if you want to, this is just my opinion, I would not spend a lot of time on busy work. If there is work that the teacher wants done, then yeah, they have to do that, especially if they're older kids, but all they sent my loved one was a bunch of links to articles about the Common Core. No information about where in the Common Core her child currently was or anything. And I have seen a bunch of moms who are posting online going, who in town sells workbooks? I need to get workbooks. A lot of worksheets are badly designed busy work. And I know that because my poor kids had to do some badly designed busy work before I caught on. If you're doing well-chosen worksheets to help explain a specific concept, that's great. Not so much busy work. My thought process, and this has worked well for me and my kids, my 23-year-old's buying her first house. If they are doing something that has any redeeming value at all, I do not mess with it and pull them away from that. And in circumstances like this, I would not mess with it and pull them away from that. If they are doing something and they are happy and what they are doing is not dangerous or destructive, why mess with it? I think kids are going to get bored with this because they have had their entire schedules upended, and it would be a really mean time to say you're not allowed to be bored or you have to do housework. So please show your kids some sympathy for that. There are all kinds of really fun stuff that you can do that will fill up a bunch of time. One afternoon, years ago, I was kind of trying to make homemade Play-Doh and had broke out the mixer and sort of accidentally on purpose made something that was more like stretchy pizza dough. They spent 3 days spinning pizzas and throwing pizzas and did not make as much of a mess as it sounds like that would. There have been great towers out of popsicle sticks with the hot glue guns. Don't feel like you have to instruct every single thing, or that it has to come off of one of these educational websites, because like I said, everybody's coming out of the woodwork and monetizing things. And another thing that I thought of is, when I was growing up, we had some special family heirloom toys that never came out. Maybe this is the time to bring out things like that, or the old photo albums. I did a unboxing of the great dolls that my great-grandma crocheted dresses for. My boys aren't really interested in that. I pulled them out for fun for me. If my daughter was home and she was younger, I don't know if she would have liked those or not. So those are just my thoughts, and I think I kind of rambled and wasn't as concise as I wish I could have been. If you have any questions about homeschooling, if I can help talk you through anything, send me a message. I guess the moral of this is just don't be mean to your kids, please. And don't say nasty things about homeschooling, because I'm afraid what's going to happen is we're going to have a whole bunch of people who grow up and say, I was homeschooled for 2 or 3 months and it was this horrible thing. And it's going to be like the adults we have now who are opposed to homeschooling because they knew that one weird kid in the 80s whose parents wouldn't let them go to school to get worldly ideas. And that kind of scares me for the future. I don't want to see that happen. This isn't how homeschooling works. Homeschoolers have libraries and museums and park days and a whole lot of things that nobody can have right now. And I will stop rambling about that, I promise. Other thing, I am going through my sewing room bookshelf again. I did a flip through of Fables and Fairy Tales to Cross Stitch. I love this book. If you like fairy tale stuff and old children's book illustrations, go watch the video. I'm trying to convince everyone they should buy this book. I don't know why. I'm not trying to convince everyone they should buy this book, but I'm trying to make sure that everyone who would love this book knows it's out there. I found it by accident at Joann's. I am going to try to cobble this into something that resembles a Flosstube video. Thank you for watching. I'm Michelle from Michelle's Romantic Tangle, and I'm going to be home a lot and making more videos, and I've got some tutorials and ideas and things that are perkier than this video turned out to be.